Thank you for tuning in to the Light of Conscience, where the knowing that exists where thoughts do not lights the way. Subscribe to stay inspired. The best compliment you can give us is to share this with a friend. You can also leave a rating, write a review to help others find us. The more the merrier in the light of conscience. Love itself is molding us into what we be. Why wait for tomorrow when right now we can be free? So break down your defenses and throw away your shield and give yourself this moment to believe in what you feel. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited to introduce you to Robert Alexander, another amazing musician that I met through Facebook. And he's an audio alchemist. We're going to talk a lot more about that. Robert, welcome to the Light of Conscience podcast.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to talk to you about all the stuff that you do, especially through sound.
It's my pleasure. It's definitely an honor. Absolutely.
Awesome. So my first question, almost as always, is how did you realize that you're a way shower?
Ooh, okay. I knew I was starting to know that I was a way shower because I just always knew I felt different throughout my life, especially at a young age. And the more I started evolving on my path, the more I started to realize, wait, yeah, I never even knew what that was, but yeah, I definitely have something to offer the world.
Cool. And what did you start offering? Was it always music, or what would you say was like your first thing? Or like, this is my gift to give and I'm going to do it.
Offering my ears, absolutely. People would say, wow, you're such a great listener. Wow, you offer such great advice. Like, are you sure you're not a therapist? And this is like, 15, 16, I'm thinking, am I Doogie Howser or something? Like, what's going on? But long story short, I knew from a very young age I had this ability to work on music and to also connect with people one-on-one and seeing the difference I've been able to make with my music.
Oh, cool. Well, I want to hear all about it. So what is your, I guess, intention behind your music? And then I suppose, what style of music do you create?
Both really good questions. So my intention is whenever I work on music and whenever I create music for my clients, let alone if they're a business or they're individuals where I'm offering private sessions, there's so many different areas of what I've been able to focus on. But long story short, my intention is whoever is the recipient of listening to this music, they're able to get exactly what they're wanting and what they're needing in their world. So on one end, without getting too far off on a tangent, I'm creating content for businesses. So when it comes to sound design for backgrounds for meditations, for different mantras, for promotional videos, even some downloads and such, that is something I have no issue being able to create. And the intention for that is ultimately whoever is receptive to the audio, whoever is receptive to the message that ultimately they're receiving and they're able to respond in a way that's most aligned for them. When I'm offering private sessions and creating personalized pieces of music, the intention is to offer up that space so my clients can get exactly what they're needing from it. So if they're needing motivation, empowerment, they're wanting to move through a certain emotion, that's the biggest goal. And I've seen so much result from it. So the other thing too is holding that intention in general for healing. We're not responsible for anybody else's healing but our own. And just being able to co-create that container to offer that, that's a really important thing. So in terms of my music, hopefully I've clearly answered that question. It's all-encompassing. It's a really important thing.
That's really awesome. So what sort of instruments, or is it vocal? Is it electronic? How do you create this awesome audio alchemy?
Interesting you're saying that. I do play the guitar. I do sing, although I haven't put much of that up online for my music project. I do actually use ambient music as a vehicle for healing. So I have a digital sound studio.
I'm so fascinated by that, by anything. Well, all music right now is digital anyways, unless it's, live. But watching my producer like do his thing on the computer after I've recorded, or he's recorded me, and then taking out, say I breathe really heavy at this one certain point or something, you can lighten that breath. You can maybe I screwed up on a chord or something, and he can like take it from another place, put it in there, and it sounds seamless. It's amazing. And I just am so I'm inspired and awed by the engineering behind the music. So you said you sing, you do guitar, but mostly it's ambient. So it's going to be the like not electronic, but the
Yeah, I
digital.
think electronic. I mean, I almost call it New Age 2.0 because, I mean, you hear these traditional instruments and they're all organic. Usually they're analog instruments. Then, of course, you go into the like late 50s, maybe early 60s. Even the theremin, like back in the day, uses vehicles for sound. And even, clicking in a rubber band, there's some sort of sound that way too. So, I mean, it's all frequency. It's all sound. So at the end of the day, I mean, there's a lot of magic you can do. And for me, I mean, I'm just going based on my intuition, depending on different sounds. And people can go to audio recording school. It's a beautiful thing. There's people that are doing very well in the music industry. And again, just the sound that I'm using is very much ambient. The stuff I do for my music project, Evlove, that's a little bit more cinematic, definitely like more beats, but the stuff that I'm doing for people one-on-one, it's really to invoke that environment of self-discovery and really being able to tap into their soul song, I guess you could say.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. So let's collaborate on that. Can you imagine, just imagine this. Okay. So there's a particular mantra that's really going to vibe with somebody. That's going to be their essence. It's going to just awaken that essence within them. And then underneath it or holding it, there's this ambient, whatever, tomato,
Exactly.
sound that awakens or inspires or is their soul song. Holy crap, that would be so fantastic. So everyone, get ready. And if you want one of these, we're totally down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So
Holy shift. Yeah.
you did speak a little bit of a language that I'm not sure everyone understands because you mentioned analog and you said, the instruments are analog. Those are still recorded, right? So you're not playing the flute when you play a flute music. That's already recorded.
Exactly.
And okay, yeah. But that said, I mean, my producer has added, he plays the piano, but he has added strings, he's added drums, I think he's added brass, he's added just, that synthesized ambient sound. It's all digital. So it's so amazing how he's added a lead guitar in one of my songs, and he was playing his keyboard, and the sound that comes through is lead guitar. It's so amazing. And I even had a professional guitarist listen to the song, and he said, yeah, the lead guitar is good. It just, you can't tell. And that's what I think is so cool about music these days, is that you can really create anything.
Yeah.
What you're doing. And that's the palette that you get to work with when you're working one-on-one with people or for businesses, whichever medium you're using or you're painting on with this music. You have
Sonic Canvas, basically. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
Sonic Canvas.
Sonic Canvas. Oh my gosh, I love your words. So yeah, so the possibilities are endless, and that goes for your music, and really, I mean, that goes for life. So I'm so happy that you're doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
For sure. What is your, I hate this question because I never know how to answer it. I'm going to make you answer it though. What has been your influence as far as musically? I can imagine that your influence is just whoever you're with, but do you have a particular artist or band or anything that has been a big influence in your life?
Definitely. Okay, so again, Evlove, Evlov, is my music project. So that's something I'm signed to 2 different labels. I'm doing things as a musician that way. In fact, I'm in the process of releasing a new album and just getting some new content together and doing some different things that way. And then Life Rhythms is me creating custom content for businesses and working with people one-on-one, doing private sessions and such. So I guess for me to steer that question in both areas, with Evlove, I mean, I've been inspired by different electronic music. Um, I guess what genre? There's so many different artists for each genre, and I love to genre bend. So to bring different types of people together. It's cool that you're mentioning going back to your other question too, in terms of analog and digital and stuff like that, because that is a really powerful palette, and there's so much. So going back to your direct question, yeah, there's a gentleman. His name is Brian Tronso. He goes by BT. Um, Gosh, just Charles Webster. He's a house DJ. He also produces mixes as well, different tracks. There's a lot of chill out ambient artists as well, down tempo, chill, lounge, groove type sounds. The gentleman's name is Roland Voss. He's behind the project Lemongrass. Gosh, that's what's coming to mind right now. There's even a gentleman up in San Francisco. He works with ambisonic sound. His name is Christopher Willits. I mean, I listen to like a lot of IDM, which is intelligent dance music, a lot of unique music coming in from Russia, coming in from even with the Nordic, Sweden. And I mean, there's just so many different sounds that are just all over the place. I'm sorry for being so cryptic. I mean, you could hear so many different influences. I mean, even with rock, I mean, I listen to REM, Ben Harper, then you get the whole like Tori Amos groove on. I mean, yeah, I'm a guy. I listen to Tori Amos, well, back in the day at least. Even Nirvana, I started playing guitar and I started playing just Nirvana covers, although I don't really like doing covers. I like doing my own stuff. So, I mean, even back in the day when I'd go swing dancing, I mean, listening to Benny Goodman, Ella Fitzgerald, Bonobo, he's one of my favorite ones too. Bonobo's amazing. He's fusing all these different genres together. So once again, I mean, we're talking like a whole, like just fusion of just audio. It's putting the FU in fusion.
Okay, so if you did not connect with literally everyone listening, because you mentioned so many different artists and genres there, that like
all over the map, and it's a little challenging. It's like life. Life can be messy, life can be sweet, but it's like, what version do you want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. I just absolutely love that. And when you mentioned rock and roll, I'm like, yeah, we just rocked out at a Guns N' Roses concert the other day with I brought my husband for Christmas.
That's love right there.
Yeah, Slash was back together with Axl and actually Duff too, their bassist. Everyone's like, who in the hell are these people now? Well, it's okay. I had no idea that Slash was going to be there. And for the listeners who aren't familiar, he is like one of the best guitarists ever in the world.
Oh, sweet child of mine.
I was like just blissed the whole time because I got to just bask in that rock and roll freaking electric riff all day. It was so awesome.
I never knew he left the band.
Oh my God, for like 20 years.
Wow, okay. Long time coming.
I'm not even kidding. Yeah, they had a fight, I guess. And it was in the earlier
Slash didn't slash anybody.
No. Slash, this is a total tangent, but hey, listeners, you're going to hear about Guns N' Roses. So I read Slash's book, and he didn't say like anything bad about Axl, but he did say that like he definitely doesn't think that there's a chance that they'll be, playing together again or really talking. Somebody, like a random guy, said something about Axl, and Slash heard it, or he said it to Slash, and he I don't want to misquote this because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read that he beat the crap out of him, and it's like, you can't talk about Axl that way. So it's like a brotherly type relationship, right? Like, totally. I mean, you're in a band like that, like you're gonna be bonded, and so yeah, I had no idea, and I was just like beyond ecstatic that I was able to see this. And this is, I'm making a point out of this. This is how powerful music is and can be. And that's what I know, Robert, you invoke like that kind of awe with your music, or maybe not awe because that's not the intention of that particular piece, but you do like sound healings, right? Where people gather and they bask in this, how do you call it? This alchemy, of this music, and they're changed.
Yes, many are. I can't say every single person is. I mean, there's there's something, and thank you, by the way, there's something to be said about participating in a crowd. It's participating in a group experience where we all have our own individual experience, and especially coming from consciousness, I truly do believe we're all individual expressions of divine consciousness, male, female, talents, we all have our superpowers, and at the end of the day, if we're participating in a group experience, we can't force anyone to do anything. We can't even quote unquote put anything on anybody. It's really truly up to us if we're choosing to receive that information. So it's all about intention, in my opinion. There's all these different sound healers. There's all these different ways to receive sound. There's all these different ways to produce music. There's all these different types of equipment, whether if you can just bang on a drum, like a physical drum, or just play some keys on a keyboard. You hear different samples on loops and patches, that you could play through physical instruments. Like little buttons you can click. Oh, wow, that sounds like a drum. So at the end of the day, there is something very powerful in sharing group experience. There's something really powerful in having your own individual frequency, tuning into what feels right for you at this given moment. So there's something really powerful, just being able to co-create an experience with somebody and just seeing where they are and how they're feeling, and being able to tune in, no pun intended, to where they are and to the depths of where they're willing to go and what they're willing to experience. Like when I do these customized affirmations for people, there's just something really powerful. I've seen people all over the world materialize and manifest so many beautiful and incredible things, including children, homes. I'm not getting anyone pregnant. This is my girlfriend. She'd be really upset, obviously. So I had to get some levity in there too,
Oh, that's awesome. I've actually gotten a couple people pregnant. Not obviously by any of my bodily function, but twice people came and they said they were trying to get pregnant, and I'm a massage therapist, so I worked on their abs a little bit, and then they come back and they credit me for getting them pregnant. I'm like, I don't think it was me. But yeah, thanks. And I'm so happy that worked for that it happened for you, and that now you are experiencing this that you really wanted in your heart. So I am so curious though to know about these affirmations that you do for people. Does that include music with it, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah, definitely. So
how does it work? Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, what's your experience with affirmations? What are you familiar with?
I learned a powerful way of creating them in my Kundalini yoga teacher training, of all places. So you basically jot down a few things you don't want in your like that are in your life that you don't, and then you say, okay, well, what do I want? And then there's that, and then you go farther and you say, okay, how will I feel when I have that? And then when you get that feeling, you say I am. So say a really popular one obviously is money. So say I want financial freedom. Or I want okay, I don't have Mercedes and I really want a Mercedes. This is not actually me. I don't really want a Mercedes, but for example. So okay, so I don't have a Mercedes, and this sucks. I really want a Mercedes. Okay, so that's my want is Mercedes. How am I going to feel? Powerful. Let's say it's powerful. So I would feel powerful if I had a Mercedes. I am, and then you make your affirmation, I am powerful now. Okay. I added a little bit onto it because you can say that as much as you want, but your ego is still going to be there being like, no, you're not. So I look in the mirror and I say, I am powerful, and I'm just going to have to deal with that. Because then what is your ego? That's how your ego talks. So you talk to your ego like it talks, and then it doesn't know what to do. And then you're like, oh, okay. That's how I do affirmations, but I want to hear about yours.
Okay, so that's amazing. That's something to also integrate. Everyone is different. That's the reason why this business that I have is called Life Rhythm. So your life, your rhythm. You could be having an amazing day, and then right before jumping on a session through a Skype call or in person or a phone, we can be in a place where you get triggered, or there might be some sort of instance where you might be like, oh my gosh. So for an hour session, there isn't any music involved in that session. But for the first half hour, what I'm doing is I'm getting a deep dive. You get to share with me what's happening in your experience right now, where you've been a little bit, what's happening, how you'd like to be feeling, And there's usually a few different things that are at the bottom of what's really going on. There's these certain origins of, gosh, I feel so stuck or I feel scared. This is where I'm really experiencing some hardship, or, hey, life is dandy. I'm excited to continue my experience of feeling this certain way. So the biggest intention is to create in that space. Now that I have a bigger idea and better idea about where this session is going, based on just the power of me asking specific questions and being able to really hold that space in a delicate manner, again, no matter how good of a day you're having or how crappy of a day or experience you're having in this chapter of your life, we're able to hit these certain targets or these certain pinpoints of, okay, I'm noticing these 3 things are happening in your world right now. If they were all removed to get you into a better place, how would you feel? Or how would you like to continue engaging upon these certain experiences? Most people would say, yeah, I'm down. Some people, they may not be able to fully navigate through this type of experience on their own to fully move past any of these blocks or any of these challenges. And I'm talking empaths, healers, just people in this day and age that are discovering their way showers, people that are discovering their spirituality. So I'm here to co-create an experience where they're able to dive deeper in. I've been able to provide guided imageries, and I've been able to really get just deep down to those origins of where these things are coming from. Sometimes they're coming from a past life. Sometimes they're coming from an early age. Actually, most times they're coming from an early age with programming that we've learned. So the intention is to really make peace and to be in harmony with this. So we're lifting the veil, so we're feeling more calm, we're feeling more grounded, we're feeling more aligned. And the intention is, with the period of time that I'm working with each person, there's a variety of ways I can work with people. And sometimes people want that extra support. So depending on how often or how long we work together, I could set an intention. Here we are a month from now. You're feeling more aligned with yourself. You're in this space. You have a firsthand experience of what it feels like to be where you are right now. Here we are in the future, traveling into the future. As if we're meeting up for a coffee, share with me, like, what's really current for you? What's really happening right now? And most people are really able to describe in a sense what really feels important to them. Most are feeling very relaxed. They're feeling very excited. So I'm recording that part. This is all confidential. Nobody has this, right? And then the next part of it is I would have you visualize an image to remind you of being in that state. So the intention is you can find that image anywhere. Again, I'm not using this for promotional purposes. Same thing with your voice. So what I would do is I would take that piece of art, and at the same time too, I would capture this spoken piece, and then I would actually create a piece of audio that goes behind you affirming what's taking place within that period of time. And I would save it into an MP3 format, in fact, a high quality MP3 format. And nobody has this song. Nobody has this piece of music but my listener, whoever's the recipient of this. And so the intention is to develop a practice with it. So that's the affirmation process. And I've seen people materialize so many beautiful things.
So how can we get one of these?
Simply be in touch with me.
And how do we do that?
The website's called Life Rhythms. So LIFERYTHMS.US. So liferhythms.us. And yeah, you can feel free to reach me through there. And my contact information is through there. If you look at the footer, you can connect with me on social media. Any way I can help, it's my pleasure. I'm even offering complimentary half-hour discovery sessions to see what feels right for you and how we can work together.
You know where else Robert is? In the Light of Conscience community.
Yes. Ooh, I love it.
So you can meet up with him in there as well. And are you on Instagram? You are, right?
I am.
And what's your handle?
Called In Life Rhythm. So INLIFERHYTHM. So
go follow him there. Join us in the Light of Conscience community and find him on his website so that you can get one of these affirmations. Oh my gosh, it sounds just really over the top awesome.
Thank you. It's incredible. I'm more than happy to do one for you. You know that.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited. So you've said so much. Like, I can't even believe, like, I talked about Slash in the middle of this, but the information and the wisdom that has come through you in this in such a short time, I'm just like, whoa. if somebody wants to join in on one of your events, your group sound healings, where are you located? Because what if someone's traveling through there, or what if somebody listening in is from there and they're like, oh my God, I can go?
That's a really good question. I'm starting to sprout them up in different places. I do have one scheduled on January 11th at this place called The Space in Ventura. So I live in Ventura, California. It's near Los Angeles. It's actually on the way up to Santa Barbara, very close to Ojai, this amazing, gorgeous vortex of a city area. And yeah, best thing you can do is just be in touch with me. Hey, I heard you on the show, and at the same time too, I'd love to get to know more about when you're offering different services, or when you're offering these amazing digital sound baths. So yeah, anyway I can be a resource, you just let me know.
Okay, cool. And I suppose if somebody contacted you and was near enough, you could bring it to them too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially in the Los Angeles area, someone says, "Hey, I have a home. Some people would love to hear this type of experience. Would you be interested?" Absolutely. They have a business or wanted to partner or collaborate on either an event or a project as well. I'm always open to that too. So
Awesome.
here we
So
go.
awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Robert. Do you have any last words that you want to share with the listeners today?
It's just an honor. As we know, like, music is the unspoken language that is uniting universes, I guess. I mean, at the end of the day too, there's so many of us, especially those that you have on your show, that are willing to help and be of service. And the intention is to provide ground and to provide support, and provide it in ways that people really resonate. So I'm honored to be one of those people, and I'm so grateful and honored that you have me on your show.
Oh, it's been such a blessing. Thank you so much, Robert. I can't wait to share this with the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Me too.
And please enjoy this clip of one of Robert's songs. His music project, Evlove, is on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, and other digital music sites. Thank you so much for joining us. Please continue this conversation in the Light of Conscience community, and please keep shining. If you have any questions for me or for Robert, let us know. Reach out. We will be here for you. if you want to gather with other way showers and be together in a place that is meant to serve you by keeping you aligned and keeping your vision alive, your inspiration alive, join Club LC. There are so many different options. And when you join, you actually receive everything that has been provided to each tier, depending on the tier that you join. So if you join at the $9 level, you're going to get multiple meditations right off the bat available to you to download. If you join at the Aligned All the Time tier, where you receive Reiki every week, of course the Reiki was already sent, but all of the insights, at the time of this recording, there are 33. So those insights come through when I send the Reiki, and it's wisdom from spirit. And you just never know, like, what is the one that's meant for you in this moment. And you get access to all of those messages. If you join the Kundalini tier, you get access to all of the yoga classes that you've paid for. So that's a little bit different. They are private links on YouTube. It's all awesome. So check it out, bit.ly/club, capital L, capital C. I know I've rambled. You are beautiful. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you in the light of conscience. And don't give up on your life. Your dreams give hope and offer light. Let's make love to the beauty of the lives we've yet to live, and